This is a 1959 6120 Gretsch. From what I know, everything is 100% original with the exception of what I will point out to you. So I don't imagine that that bridge is original, it's still floating. I had a custom pickguard made for this guitar. When I bought it, it did not have a pickguard. So that is a vintage clip though. Everything else that I'm pointing to now is original with the exception of this and this. And there was a machine head. I replaced the machine heads. I do have the originals, but on one of the originals, one of there was one peg that was replaced and it didn't match. So I thought, well, that's kind of silly. If they're not all going to be original, then they may as well all be perfectly functional. So, which they now are. So, and the original ones had some dead spots. Again, I have them, but these perform much better, and I did not need to drill out the guitar in any way. So everything else is original. The screws are original, etc., etc. Well, I shouldn't say etc., etc. The screws are original. The screws and the bushings are original. All right. Let me show the neck. These are the only pardon me, it's the only real wear on the neck anyway, and like the back of the guitar is remarkably unscathed. Like you would think for a 1959, I would think anyway, that it would be dented up by belt wear and so forth. But it is not. And obviously this guitar was played because of the wear on the neck, the natural wear on the neck. I imagine that lacquer that they put on here is quite thin for this to have worn like that over time, just through playing. So let me do it this way here. It just needs a good cleaning, really, as I see it. Inside here, I don't know if I can see the numbers, but I will provide that. There we go. 32565. Serial number 32565. Underneath the pickguard, there isn't a scratch or anything. It's the condition of the guitar is consistent throughout. All right, I think that covers it. Let me get to the case. So this is the original case. Shape is roughly what you might expect. 459. So I have what I think is a beautiful strap that looks quite nice with the guitar that I'll leave with this. And if you can believe it, when I bought this a few years ago, so these are the machine heads that I mentioned. But the gentleman who played this guitar, he was, I believe he was on the verge of passing, and this was put on, so I bought it from a music store in Calgary on consignment. Still has the original, some original strings, or at least, or you know, I don't know how original, but these are, so here's some of the original hardware, the bridge, and oh, so I guess the switch was replaced then, obviously, because we can see that. So anyway, you get the idea, but the fact that all these old strings are in here, it just gives the whole, well, I don't know, it doesn't really add any value, but it, tells me anyway, that this guitar was, that's my original receipt, tells me that here's what I'm trying to say. The original, I bought it from a guitar store on consignment, and the original owner was bought it, I was informed that he bought it in 1960. So he either bought, it as 1959, maybe secondhand a year later, or it was still the 59 model that he bought in 1960, something to that effect. But I basically bought it from, for all intents and purposes, from the original owner, and I've been taking care of it as best I can since then. So